Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first edition of 5-Star Pod Splash on YouTube. Man, we also on Kick and Twitch. Do me a favor if this is your first time on my channel, wherever you're tuning in. Thank you for the support. Make sure to go hit that subscribe on the YouTube channel. We're trying to get that channel popping now. With that said, 5-Star Pod Splash, I am Andre Harris. I'm from San Diego, California. For those of you who do not know, a little bit about myself, longtime pro wrestling fan. My very first memories, oddly enough, are watching pro wrestling with my grandparents. It was Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man forming the Mega Powers. Right after that, huge comic book guy, huge comic book fan all my life since 1991. I'm about to, age myself right there, but since 1991, when Jim Lee dropped X-Men issue 1, still to this day, the highest selling comic book out of America. That was my introduction to comic books. Been hooked ever since. So much so that I actually went to college for animation, got my bachelor's degree in media arts and animation. And, I talk about wrestling, been watching wrestling for over 30 years. Comic books, same thing, practically almost about or close to. Video games, I'm from the NES era, 80s baby, born in 84, been playing games since about 88 or whatnot. Those are the things I mainly are passionate about and are going to be talking about on this channel. Everything from wrestling, video games, comic books, anime, TV animation, and a few other little miscellaneous things from time to time. But with that said, we are going to start off talking about the wrestling because, a lot of people might know me from my boy Sir Frost. Shout out to my brother Sir Frost, OE Wrestling Podcast. I co-host over there on Fresh and Frost TV. Make sure to follow Fresh and Frost TV over on Twitch and on YouTube and Facebook and Kick as well. That's my bro. We do a collaboration on our gaming side on our Twitch channels. We got this wrestling series that we've been doing for 4 years now. We call it GM Mode Wars. He started it up, brought me on board. We've been rocking heavy for 4 years now. With that said, I've been meaning to do this episode for a while, but I've always had like a little bit of a trepidation, a little bit of anxiety every time it was time to like actually do it. Yo, shout out to my boy Hayes up in the building. What's good with you, bro? Yes, sir, man. I gotta cook up some heat up over here, man. Y'all don't know which one I'm responding to. I'm responding to this one, the intro. I appreciate that, my guy. Yes, sir. But yeah, I've been very, I don't know if it's anxiety is the right word you want to call it or whatnot, but I just been a little bit like, kept freezing up and whatnot, or something would come up. So I haven't been able to do it, kept putting it aside, but feel like it's time to get the ball rolling. I'm going to speak with wrestling first, going into Survivor Series. I'm going to keep it very short and sweet since it's been a couple weeks out now. In my opinion, I feel like the women kicked off the show and they stole the show, which just shows how far women's wrestling has came. Shout out to all the women involved in that matchup, because similar to that Becky Lynch Trish Stratus match, the cage match at or the Hell in the Cell matchup, where they were the first match and nothing could follow it the whole night, bruh, it was the same exact thing. If it wasn't for the moments at the end, the ladies would have completely ran away with the show. Salute to them. They got busy like they always do. I mean, this isn't a one-time thing. Like, man, WWE's women roster is like cream of the crop. It was dope to see Santos Escobar starting to get positioned for a big feud, I presume, with Rey Mysterio. whether that be WrestleMania or Royal Rumble. It's a little bit far out doing it now at Survivor Series that I fear it won't make it all the way to WrestleMania, but maybe they could slow build kind of like they did last year with Rey and Dominique Mysterio. This would be a great, I don't know if retirement for Rey Mysterio. I know he's been talking about retiring recently and whatnot. Santos Escobar would be a great, passing of the torch for him and whatnot. Walter and Miz, they also had a really good matchup on the card. I call Gunther the best bout machine. That's just my opinion. I know people like Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's the best bout machine too, but Gunther is another best bout machine, all right? He is the WWE's Kenny Omega, just polar opposite in terms of style, but bruh, Gunther, he can't have a bad match, and every match is different based on who he's in the match with. He brought out the best in Miz. We haven't seen Miz this good since his matches with Dolph Ziggler, Bryan Danielson, and stuff like that, man. Really good to see Miz back up in the spot. Everybody, it seems, in WWE is feeling important right now. Everybody seems to be clicking on cylinder. I ain't going to say everybody, but a large portion. It's starting to feel like back in the day when you had the invasion angle with the ECW and the WCW guys coming over, and it was just star-studded out there. You know what? It's starting to feel like that again, man. It was just major stars after star after star and whatever. They had a good match. Gunther, still does his thing, still retains. The Men War Games matchup was fun. It was cool or whatnot. But the thing that really set it off was the final moments when we had the fake cash-in Money in the Bank. Randy Orton had been teased. He ain't been nowhere to be seen the entire time. His time to come out to the ring, still nowhere to be seen. Rhea Ripley runs out there with the Money in the Bank, tries to cash in for Damian Priest, and then Randy Orton's music hits, and dog, that place went nuts, dog. Yo, they went so loud for Randy Orton, bro. That shit was lit, bro. It was so dope to see Randy Orton back in like the best shape as far as like physical, like he's got a lot of muscle on. Probably not technically the best shape, but as far as muscle, he's looking ripped and everything. Randy Orton came out there, crazy pop, well-deserved, year and a half off, comes through there, blows the roof off the place and everything. And then at the end of the match, you get the little thing. And here's the funny thing. When I'm watching it, the whole time I'm watching, even prior to the show going on, the pre-show, when Booker T and Kayla and Wade Barrett and everybody is outside doing like the pre-show, you can hear fans chanting CM Punk. And during that time, there was one point where Booker T like turned around, looked at everybody's like, yo, like calm that down. And it made me think like, oh man, like maybe he just don't want to ruin the surprise, but I wasn't for sure, And then as the night went on, and especially with the way Randy came out last and everything and the way they did it, I literally thought, all right, I was saying to myself at the end of the match, I was like, CM Punk is the devil at AEW. AEW somehow managed to keep CM Punk, and this is going to be like such a great work when they reveal that CM Punk is still with AEW and he's the devil this whole time or whatnot. Had the credit pop up, and then out of nowhere, CM Punk's music hits and the place goes bananas. I don't know how the crowd could even get louder than they got for Randy Orton. I know we in Chicago. I mean, I don't know how their voice, they still had it in them. Because, like, have you ever been somewhere like a concert, a sports outing, or even church where, like, you just yelling your lungs out, and then, like, you just, like, you're out of breath, you're out of lung capacity, you can't even do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the fam up in here. What's good with it, fam? Greatly appreciate you. Shout out to my nephew Benji, my nephew EJ pulling up, man. Greatly appreciate the support, fam. Much love. Thank you for that. Man, my little nephew, man. My nephew got a son before I got a son. Yeah, I'm a great uncle before I'm a father. But yeah, anyway, fucking CM Punk comes out and the place goes so insane. It is like it was nuts, bro. It was straight shock. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm so happy that when that happened, nobody was at my house, bro. Usually I like to watch these with like family that I'm the only one in my house who's like hardcore wrestling. Really the only one in the house I'm at currently that watches wrestling at all. But every now and then I get like my brother or like my sister, a cousin or someone to watch it with me and whatnot. And it's mainly been the AEW events as of late. But I'm so happy that my brother and my sister were not at the house when this Survivor Series was on, because when that CM Punk came out, I lost my shit, because I literally just said, I was like, oh, I guess CM Punk's the devil. Like, I literally thought they fooled the hell out of me, bro, and that's hard to do. For someone who's been watching wrestling for 30 years, that's hard to do, man. Like, so salute to y'all for that one, man. Longer than 30 years, really. But yeah, salute to y'all for that one. That was a really good surprise right there. Came out, didn't do much. The next night we get the Raw. CM Punk is teased for Raw, and while we didn't get what we wanted, I know a lot of people talking about this like, yo, we didn't get what we wanted in a sense from like the promo or whatnot. What I will say about that Raw, and I'm not going to go into like a whole in-depth Raw, I just remember the opening hours, because there's three segments, so it's like, you know, each hour is that time when people are flipping through the channels or whatnot. So they started first hour at Randy Orton, so that's going to keep people along. Second hour they start with Cody Rhodes. Third hour they start with Seth Rollins, and then they end with CM Punk, bruh. Like, and that's not even no LA Knight. No main event Jey Uso, no Sami Zayn, no Kevin Owens, no Roman Reigns, bro. That's how much star power they got right now. No Rhea Ripley, bro. No Judgment Day. Like, that's how much star power WWE got right now. They are clicking on all cylinders now, bro. On the road to WrestleMania, man, I might have to get a WrestleMania ticket, man. I might need to save up for a WrestleMania ticket, man. The road to WrestleMania got so many options and possibilities at the moment. It's crazy to think. WWE really is at a point right now that you could even say they don't even need a Stone Cold Steve Austin or a Rock right now, or even John Cena, and it'll still be one of the most stacked, if not most stacked, WrestleMania cards of all time. People are already saying, just with the potential and their lineup and their roster and how everything's clicking right now, this is the first WrestleMania that really feels like it could legitimately topple WrestleMania 17, which a lot of people consider the greatest WrestleMania of all time, myself included. You know what? I mean, I really was a big fan for WrestleMania 20 when Benoit and Eddie Guerrero won, and WrestleMania 30 when Bryan Danielson won. Both of those were really good WrestleManias as well. But yeah, that WrestleMania 17 was just something different, you know? But like, that's how crazy you got Punk, you got Cody, you got Seth, you got Roman, main event Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo, Drew. Man, there's just so many people popping over there in WWE right now, bro. Like, you don't even need the heavy hitters, bro. The most logical booking, in my opinion, because there's two main events. Now, look, the past couple, this might make a couple people ruffle a couple of feathers or whatnot, but yo, the last couple years, WWE have really showed a lot of progressivism. From the tag team main event, we haven't seen that since WrestleMania 1. We finally got that for the first time in 38 years, a tag team in the main event. We've had 3 or 2 women main events at WrestleManias prior. This year, sadly, I'm not trying to be chauvinistic or anything like that, but this year, the biggest 2 main events belong to the men. I'm sorry. It just, there's no matchup that you can make out of all the matchups you could combine or put together out of the women that could build the same attraction. You know, fill as many seats, buy as many tickets, more pay-per-view buys, more everything than the other matchups that are possible right now. And for my money, I think the best bet would be to have CM Punk and Seth Rollins main event night 1, and then have Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes main event night 2, or the other way around. The number one reason I would pick this scenario is because Cody needs to finish his story, and his story is with Roman Reigns. Simple as that. He's already beat Seth Rollins a few times, several times, 3 times, 3-0. He's beat Seth Rollins 3-0. Seth might have the title now, but it's like, does Seth go 4-0, or does Cody lose again at Mania? You can't do either one of those, for one. Well, you could do Seth winning, but then it's like you really bury Cody a second time in a row if you do that. Second, CM Punk guarantees Seth Rollins that main event. And it kills two birds with one stone because Seth Rollins has been the workhorse. He's been the guy over there busting his ass for the past 10 years in WWE. And if you have Seth Rollins take on CM Punk, then he finally gets what he always wanted. And CM Punk, his biggest gripe, he finally gets what he wants. You kill two birds with one stone. And it's at a time where both are most deserving. Seth for his contribution to the company, and CM Punk just for name value and what he brings from a business standpoint. He's the biggest star in your company. Even over Roman Reigns, you could argue. Like, he's breaking all type of records from the views and everything. I mean, give some time, he's probably going to break the merch records and everything. It's without a doubt, if he's not number one, he's number two behind Roman Reigns. It's interchangeable. So you put those two in the separate main events because then it guarantees Cody and it guarantees Seth that main event. If you put Seth versus Cody, they're not going to be guaranteed the main event over shit. Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. I would put Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley over Cody Seth, but if you put Seth versus CM Punk, there ain't nothing that's going to go over that, especially with the animosity and everything that's been going on from the Twitter shots, the interviews, the statements back and forth and all that. Like, it just makes the most sense. WWE is not AEW. They have no problem playing off of real life tension and animosity. And that's what sells. And that's what makes people more interested into the whole event as a whole. So that's my little rant for the road to WrestleMania at this time. You could go CM Punk, Roman Reigns, but then that's guaranteed night 2, night 1 be all up in the air, however you want to end up doing that. But I would definitely go the latter. It just makes more sense, both from a rivalry and story point standpoint. Yeah, you could do the whole Paul Heyman thing, but you already did Paul Heyman in the middle between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. And that's kind of like the AEW, like the friend storyline that they constantly do over and over with the Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page and now Kenny Omega. It's like, bro, we don't want to see that friendship bullshit like redundantly. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I would definitely do Cody versus Roman and then Seth versus Punk. Moving on to AEW for a bit. Man, now that Punk is gone, who do we point the finger at, bro? Because, you know, a lot of people are saying once Punk is gone, a lot of the tension, a lot of the animosity and things backstage are going to clear up. And he's the root of all the problems and everything back there. But, man, like, if you really look at the AEW history, there's been so much stuff that has gone on in that locker room that does not have Punk included. And I was one of the people who actually did defend Punk. I do feel like at some point he kind of like, all right, you guys took the shots. He started it, so he overreacted. You know, but once someone does something to make you react in a way, it's like you can't really fault them to a certain degree. But I mean, sometimes people can't take it too far, and I feel like that's something that Punk did. So I guess I'm kind of like hypocrite. I don't know, like a hypocrite a little bit in that statement I just made, kind of contradicted myself. That's probably the better word for it. But there's so much stuff that happened. You had Sammy Guevara, Eddie Kingston. You had Sammy Guevara, Andrade. You've had Andrade ask for his release. You've had Malachi Black ask for his release. You've had Buddy Murphy ask for his release. You've had Miro ask for his release. You've had people tell you they weren't going to do jobs unless they did it their way because you kept the belt on them even though their contract was up. You've had people beat up enhancement talent because they messed up spots in their matchups and were scared to say anything. You've had all type of issues that don't have anything to do with CM Punk, so you can't just keep blaming CM Punk for everything. You've had the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker issue backstage. You had the women's locker room at one time mad at Britt Baker because they felt like she was getting all the TV time. You had Jamie Hayter and Thunder Rosa situation. So there's just so many situations, and if it doesn't stop there, it just continues on even after Punk's gone. Now we have Britt Baker. She is shooting on a lack of promo time on Twitter, and it trended #1 on Twitter, by the way, so it is getting traction, mentioning she is timing how long the world champion, the person who does the biggest ratings and the most everything for their company, MJF is getting, she's complaining about how much TV time she gets in comparison to MJF and Christian Cage, who, to be honest, are like the best two people on your show. Christian has taken over what MJF was as a heel, and MJF, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the babyface thing, he's still the best thing on the show. So you complain about that does not look good. It looks like the same issue that was with CM Punk. Whoever's at top, people got contention with it. It's jealousy, essentially. So she's basically calling out how Tony Khan is giving the men all the promo time, but she hasn't had any promo time at all throughout the year, something to that extent. But what was funny was she brings up two male wrestlers' promo time and then brings up hers. Why don't you speak out for the whole women roster? That's how I don't want to say selfish, that's how just like how like self-absorbed it comes off. That you haven't even been on TV, so I don't know if it's due to you being a caregiver for Adam Cole because he's injured and you're making sure he's nursed in and healthy to go, or if you're dealing with the injury and you're trying to recover up, or whatever the deal. You ain't even really been prevalent on television like that, but you're over here complaining about the people on TV. How about you speak up for the women? How about you speak up for the women only getting one matchup on the show, or one segment on the show, and there'll be like 8-10 matchups on the show, or it'll be a 2-hour show and only one matchup, a 4-hour pay-per-view, only one, maybe two women matchups tops. And those matchups are usually the shortest matchups on the whole thing. Why don't you speak about at the press conferences, Tony Khan hugs every man, but the women get a handshake? Like I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you speak up for all the women, not just yourself? Especially when you're like the top, if not the top, one of the top women that actually has a voice in that company. You should be speaking up for the other woman, not just when it pertains to you, who have definitely had more opportunity and more TV time and segments than practically any other woman on that show. Speaking of which, man, everybody talks about the Attitude Era. It's the best era ever. Bring back the Attitude Era. Yada, yada, yada. Man, y'all can't handle the Attitude Era, all right? Y'all not ready for the Attitude Era. Stop asking to bring back the Attitude Era, because anytime we get a glimpse of the Attitude Era, anytime we get a sampler, a little appetizer of the Attitude Era, y'all run to the social media threads, y'all get on YouTube, the Facebooks, the Twitters, and y'all get outraged. And like my boy Enzo Amore used to say, y'all sound SAWFT soft. My man Ric Flair cuts a promo, styling, profiling, and he ain't on his R. Kelly shit. Yeah, he might be 74 years old, asking where the 18 to 28 honey's at. But last I checked, 18 to 28, those is grown-ass women. And look, he ain't trying to take nobody's wifey. He ain't trying to take your girlfriend. He hit him with the disclaimer off rip. No boyfriends or husbands allowed. Now some of y'all may be like, yo, Dre, but 18 to 28, he's 74. That's a 46 to 56 year age difference. I was being sarcastic before, man. Ric Flair wilding a little bit, man. But look, man, to be fair, they are technically legal, even though that's a wild age gap. That age gap is older than me, and I'm old, my dude. I'm 39, and that's a 46 to 56 year age gap. That's wild. But they are of age, man. And you know what? If Ric Flair, you know what? I was talking to a few people about this, man, and you know what? I feel like the answer, now that I'm like reflecting on it, I feel like the answers varied based on the generation that I asked. I'm not going to say because I don't want to put nobody's business. I asked one or two people who were 10 years older than me, and I'm 39. Give or take around 10 years, a little older, a little more, a little less. I asked their opinion. They're like, shit, that they're grown ass age. They're adults. It's not nothing illegal. Shit, let him live his life. If there's an 18 or 28-year-old out there that would want to link up, then shit, that's on them. If that old man who has a pacemaker, 74 years old, wants to risk catching a heart attack or stroke because he's trying to keep up with that young thing, because man, them young things, boy, they got stamina, endurance, agility. If he want to take that risk, man, Rick taking he playing Russian roulette. Myself, I was a little in the middle on it. Me personally, I felt like for the longest, my rule was, and not even the not even the law shit, but the like outside of the age limit, you know what I'm saying? The consent, because I don't care if I was 18, I ain't talking about 16-year-old type shit. But like, say I was 22. I feel like the 4-year limit was like a good thing. A 4, maybe 5, maybe once you hit that 18. If they 18, they talking about someone 28. That 10-year, I guess, it's a little. I think 10 years is a lot. But I mean, shit. If they're grown ass adult, they can make their own decisions and shit. And more so, shit. This is a really trippy one when I think about it more, man. Because like it's like. Hell, I mean, shit. If an 18-year-old could be given a gun and sent overseas and risk their life for our country, then shit, an 18-year-old should be able to fuck whoever they want. They an adult, you know. So I'll give Rick a little bit more leniency than I was thinking. But man, just to put it all in comparison, his daughter is 37 years old. He's asking for girls 9 to 19 years younger than his daughter, bruh. Like, see, that's like a thing now too. Like now that I'm like in my late 30s or whatnot, if I met like a really mature woman who had their shit together and they was like, say, 30, maybe that 10-year, you know, like 30, even maybe even 20. Shit, even like 25. 25 is a full ass adult. Shit, even at 25, fucking that'd be one thing. But bruh, like there'd be no way at any point in my lifetime that I could ever see myself talking to someone. And I don't have kids, but since I don't, I'll put the limit. I can never talk to no one who's around the age of any of my nieces, dog. If you're 4 to 5, 6, you know, if you are closer to my niece's age than you are to my age, I can't talk to you. This guy wants chicks 9 to 19 years younger than his daughter. For hindsight, at the extreme, the 19 younger than the daughter means that girl is young enough to be your daughter's child, which means you want to smash grandchildren. That's kind of, I'm not saying you is it, but I'm just saying it's bad looking. Of course, the people really outraged are that younger generation, like 10 years younger than me or whatnot, you know, so it just varies, you know. But to keep in mind, it was nothing different from the shit we got growing up. That was typically Ric Flair calling people fat boys and telling, you know what I'm saying, telling women they was gonna fuck and all that shit. The Ric Flair controversy is the topic right now. Let's talk about people who are talking about the Attitude Era, bring back the Attitude Era. But so many people are outraged at the Ric Flair promo that aired. I talked to several people about it, and I was just talking about how people had different takes. I was like in the middle about it. But I had some people, the older people were more like, The older people I talked to it about more like, man, those people are grown ass adults, da 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 da. And the younger people are more like, oh man, like I can't believe he said that, and outraged. And I'm just like in the middle. I like see both points. Like I see the point, yes, they are technically of age, so it's technically not. And yes, I see the point that like I know shit, I felt like I was an adult before I was 16, but you know, different people or whatever, but not trying to give any leniency on that side. The difference, I see that as well. And it's like, yo, even if they are of age, man, this is 9 to 19 years younger than your daughter, 46 to 56 years between your age difference, which is wild as fuck to me. So I see both arguments, but you know, I'm not going to condemn them for like, you know, wanting some low mileage pussy, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, these older females, they've been ran through and this shit's all loose, and you know what I'm saying? You want some good pussy, you know what I'm saying? The Rick deserves some good pussy if you want some good pussy. With that said, though, I'm saying for the people that constantly be talking about the attitude era and shit like that, so it's like y'all don't want the attitude era because y'all got a little taste of the attitude era with that promo, and everybody damn near tried to cancel Ric Flair over that, man. Now let me remind y'all that are outraged, some of the stuff that actually happened during the attitude era. We had a baby get punted into the damn audience. We had Mark Henry sleep with Mae Young, and that was an age difference close to what Ric Flair was striving for with that promo. We've had someone give birth to a hand. We've had Stephanie McMahon get drugged and taken through a drive-through wedding to get married. We've had a sex scene on Raw. We had Bubba Ray Dudley dive off of the fucking stage ramp through a table, powerbombing Mae Young. We had the hose with The Godfather. We had women come out who were named the lesbians. We had men come out named Pause. We've had blackface. We've had so many things that y'all can't even, man, y'all are too fragile. And it's just amazing to me that the people that were kids and teenagers, those are the parents that, I don't know if it's them or if it's their children. I don't know if y'all children is just soft. Y'all done got soft because y'all had children and now y'all soft and your children soft. But dog, like the shit is just soft overload, you know? So quit saying y'all want the attitude back, because clearly y'all don't, because any of those things y'all would have got any of those people canceled. Man, not even mentioning the Bubba Ray Dudley promos, the Dudley Boy promos back in ECW, the Jerry the King Lawler promos back in the day. Bro, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for those talks, man. Leave it alone, bro. Y'all was not, no. I am not even gonna, gosh. I wish I could delete comments. That was one comment. I wish my brain didn't read that. We moving on. We moving on from the Ric Flair controversy though. To more AEW news, and that is MJF haters receive validation on X, man. AEW, y'all really got to clear out. Y'all need to have a group locker room discussion. Tony Khan, if somehow this gets to you, if somehow this video gets to you, before I go forward, I want to give you a personal invitation to invite myself, my brothers, Sir Frost, my brother Joe, my brother Ari. We are actually flying out to New York for World's End pay-per-view in New York City. Man, we done reserved hotel room, or I'm sorry, at Airbnb, spent hundreds on flights from all over the United States to come to this event and support AEW. We making signs and everything, dog. We about to be out there holding you down heavy with the energy, man. So I don't want you to think like this criticism, like I'm shitting on you. I'm telling you the criticism that you need to hear in order to fix the problem before it's too late, bruh. because, man, there's too much problems. And for the longest, everybody will point the finger at Punk. He's the problem. It was so damn easy to point the finger at Punk and ignore all the other issues that came before and after he'd been there. And now that he's gone, you can't point the finger no more. There was so much stuff earlier I pointed. I'm not going to go over that. But there's even more, folks. This is the third time. I mentioned earlier the Britt Baker promo. I mentioned the stuff previous that had nothing to do with Punk. There's more. It's like one of those info commercials. But wait, there's more. MJF receives, an MJF hater receives validation. What is up with these wrestlers? Now, I'm not one of those people who think like, oh, someone's a celebrity, they got so many followers or whatever, they can't interact or talk with nobody. But bruh, you gotta pick and choose, bruh. You gotta really pick and choose your spots. Yes, there's more. So there's a hater. This dude is on X. This guy, I don't check his followers, but this dude got like 50 followers, I'm assuming. He ain't no wrestling outlet. It's just another fan. Like myself or anybody else, just another fan. They make a hater ass comment talking about, you know what? They didn't make the comment, actually. They responded to MJF's tweet. MJF made a tweet saying, yo, you guys, I hear y'all. I hear the fans. I hear what they're talking about. And look, man, we about to rally the troops. We about to, restore the feeling in AEW, get AEW back to what it was and whatnot. Because, there was a lot of hype coming out of Survivor Series, CM Punk, Randy Orton returning, everything going on. It's been a lot of WWE's doing good. AEW is starting to fall off type of talk or whatnot. And so MJF does a tweet to rally the freaking troops. And some hater jumps on his tweet and says, you are like 90% or something to here's the line. You are almost single-handedly the reason for the feeling being destroyed. To which Britt Baker, she more than anybody, it seems, is like outspoken and like causing controversy in AEW. She responds to it. She likes the haters post or retweets the post. But not only does she do it, Sammy Guevara does it, and so does Jungle Boy. Now, that is not a good look, bruh. That's not a good look at all, bro. Now, aside from the promo shit she already did, which went #1 on Twitter Sports the day that she posted it, so it was very much, a lot of eyes were drawn to that tweet. So you're not doing no favors for the company there. But then when someone is over here shitting on your quarterback, the guy who's drawing the biggest ratings, even when you're on TV, Britt, does more merchandise than you, and he's a more valuable asset to the brand than you are. Just bottom line. Like, not trying to be like a dick or nothing, but that's what it is. Like, if you're gonna throw all the shit at him, I just gotta be point blank. Like, you are shitting on y'all quarterback, your biggest star, and it's not doing no favors for the company. And then you got Sammy and Jungle Boy. So some people are talking like, yo, well, maybe this is just a play into the devil. Maybe she's the devil. Yo, if Britt Baker is the devil, that is the dumbest reveal and dumbest shit ever, bruh. Yo. Don't do it. Don't do it, because one, the devil has to be somebody that MJF can wrestle against for the title. If it's a woman, he can't ever wrestle them. So it's like, what's the point? You can't ever get your upcomings because you can't wrestle her. She's a woman. And then it buries Jay White. So you got taken out by the woman. Now, technically, it was the henchman that beat up Jay White, and then the devil walked on screen. So the devil technically didn't have to beat up anybody. They had higher help to do it. But still, it would be so stupid, because it's like, you're the leader of the group. So you're the main person. The other people are threshold guardians. You got me talking in my writer mode now. At every story, you got your beginning, your middle, your end, you know, and the protagonist, they have threshold guardians that are roadblocks, you know, that they have to get past before they get to the final villain. The devil is the final villain. The helpers are only threshold guardians. They cannot be the final boss. They are just roadblocks, henchmen. If you make Britt Baker the devil, you are making all four of the men that get revealed underlings to a woman who is not even, one, able to fight the champion for the title. So what's the point of it? And then two, you make them all underlings to a woman. She's not Rhea Ripley, bro. It just doesn't, no. And at this point, the only logical sense for the devil is Adam Cole. It really is. It can't be Sammy Guevara. That would be lackluster. It can be, but if it's Jungle Boy, it's going to be lackluster to me. It needs to be either, I was about to say, Adam Cole or right here, Dolph Ziggler. If you give me Dolph Ziggler and have maybe, I don't know, it makes the most sense with Adam Cole. You lost on the biggest stage to this guy. You were in the locker room with them and all that shit. It would make the most sense for Adam Cole. But if you don't do Adam Cole, Dolph Ziggler 100%. 100%. But man, now that Punk is, you know, now that Punk is 100% in WWE, man, it really takes a lot of the steam off this devil thing. They need to hurry up with the reveal, and it needs to be someone. It needs to be something big. It needs to be Dolph Ziggler, or it needs to be why Dolph, because Dolph Ziggler is like the best free agent out there. What other free agent, including Okada, whose things I would, if I had a choice, if I could sign Dolph or Okada, Dolph Ziggler 100 times over. If I was Tony and you had the opportunity to sign one of the two, Dolph Ziggler 100 times over. Damn, my lip peeling a little bit right there. All right. But Tony, yeah, we about to be out there, New York for New Year's or World's End. So man, give us an invite to the press scrum so we can ask some stuff and, you know, just chop it up, bro. Fuck with us, bro. We'll get your shit back popping, bro. WWE won't know what hit them, bro. WWE won't know what hit them, bro. You let us get up on there, bro. Low key been jacking a few of our ideas from GM Mode Wars without even knowing it, probably, but. And you need to lock down that Sasha Banks ASAP, because man, it's looking like she getting cold feet. It looking like she ready to go back home. It's looking like she ready to go back home, bruh. But yeah, like I said, man, was Punk really the problem in AEW? This is my last part for the wrestling section. Then we're gonna move on to video games. Britt Baker complained about promo time, TV time, compared her TV and promo time to MJF and Christian. Just hers, though, not the rest of the women, just hers, you know. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy been frustrated, talked about frustrated with their booking. Malachi Black, Buddy Lee, Andrade, Quest Day releases. Sammy Guevara got into a fight with Andrade, got into a fight with Eddie Kingston. Britt Baker got into a little thing with Thunder Rosa through shade. Locker room had shade at Britt Baker at one point. Jamie Hayter and Thunder Rosa had a situation. Athena and a Jobber had a situation. Britt Baker, Sammy, and Jungle Boy hating on MJF. Ricky Starks constantly posting CM Punk and WWE stuff. You know he want to get up out of there. Jade Cargill turning down a higher contract than the one she proposed to Tony Khan to stay. Imagine that. Your contract's up. Your boss offers you a higher contract than the one previously, and you tell them, no, I want this much instead. They agree to it, and then you still say, nah, I'm out of here, deuces. Mike Santana complaining about the way him and Ortiz were booked to the point that it made a wedge between them, and now they ain't even cool. Jay White unhappy with the booking for the pay-per-view. Oh, we wrestling tomorrow for sure. Yes, sir. And then there's two that I'm gonna complain about. I got two gripes. I got two people I've been complaining about. Yo, the booking for Jay Lethal is criminal. Jay Lethal deserves so much better than y'all do him, man. I am so sick to my stomach how you do Jay Lethal, Keith Lee, gosh damn, Scorpio Sky, but Scorpio Sky gets injured a lot, so I can't even put that one on Tony. But Keith Lee and Jay Lethal, that was just so... And Mark Briscoe, bruh. Those three have been so disgustingly mismanaged. Miro as well. It's just... Yikes. Yikes. But that's all for my wrestling section segment, man. We got more stuff to get up into, man. With that said, man, we're about to get into the gaming section. And the way I do these, it's going to be like a once a week drive through where I just break down like the various topics, and then I'm going to clip them into different segments for YouTube and whatnot to put individually, you know, and then you could check out the full thing on the live stream as well. But speaking of games, man, Fortnite OG, don't get rid of Fortnite OG. There have been people saying it's going to come back in 2024. It brought back so many people that the servers broke. At one point, there was like 11 million people playing at one time. It's straight up broke, bruh. This new season of Fortnite, Frost, you got to get on Fortnite, bruh. Y'all don't even... I was right there with you for so long, for years. For years, I shitted on Fortnite with a passion, bruh. And I still shit on classic Fortnite, because that mode is still the main mode on there. The build mode is still... it's the OGest of OG. That's Fortnite in a nutshell. The build shit. I fucking hate build with a passion. But this new season of Fortnite is nuts. Nuts, bruh. Fucking yo. We got Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, being added to the game. Peter Griffin. And he's a boss on the game, so you could fight Peter Griffin, and it's like extra loot that drops out, which is dope. The new modes that they brought, the new Lego mode, chef's kiss, bro. That new Lego mode is a game inside of a game. Even if you don't like Fortnite, I would recommend downloading Fortnite to play the Fortnite Lego, because it's a completely different game. It plays completely different from Fortnite. It is dope. If you're into... I never played Minecraft, or like... I may have played one or two SimCities like so long ago, but if you're into like building like your little towns and all that shit, I guess Minecraft would be the best comparison, or Animal Farm or something like that. I highly recommend the Lego mode. They just dropped the Rocket League racing mode on there today, which is a third mode that they got now, which is kind of like Mario Kart, but it plays totally different from Mario Kart. There ain't the shells or none of that, which I do love on Mario Kart. But the way that they got their set up to where like you could jump and fly and go off the walls and shit is fucking sick, bro. Like, so give them props for that. And they got the weekend coming out soon, so props to them for that. There's so many updates that they did to this with the Rocket League added on to now. You could drive your Rocket League cars into Fortnite as well. They got a new thing where you could hijack a train. Last season, it was hijacking like the vaults inside of these 3 mansions. Now there's this big ass train track, and you like hijack the train and take all the shit off the train, which is dope. You can still hijack these mansions and stuff like that for loot. They also were teasing sewers for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which will be coming soon, I'm assuming. And there's one other note that they got skill augments now, so you could put different augments on your weapons. So you could have like a drum, or if you want to like faster reload or less recoil and whatnot like that. So there's just so many different things from different weapons, different cars, everything, different map completely. Fortnite is the king of staying fresh, staying new. Like they're the upgrade king, and they got their partnership with everybody is so insane, bruh. I've been meaning to do this episode since the day after Survivor Series. So I had a top 10 Fortnite DLC wish list that I wanted to propose, and one or two of them have actually been announced, because I've put this off for a week or two. So I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do this today before anything else gets announced. And this completely is just fucking dead. They are the king of the microtransactions. Speaking of king of microtransactions, before I get into the top 10 Fortnite DLC, I was requesting which would make them a fortune in microtransactions. Their Rocket League race game that they have added to it plays different from the Rocket League, because Rocket League plays more like soccer. This one plays more like Mario Kart. It's a race, but they have custom Rocket League cars that you could purchase on there now, and those cost more than the purchases for like, say you want to get Metal Gear Solid the character, or say you want to get Deadpool or Wolverine. Those aren't a good example, because those are more like exclusives that you have to be there. I can't get those, but like, say you want to get Eminem, for example. Eminem cost for all 4 versions of Eminem, it was 25 micro bucks, which is about $22. All right, so you guys, so what I want to say was Eminem, his microtransaction. I have to mute for a second, guys. Eminem's microtransaction for all 4 Eminem outfits was 25. They have these dope ass cars on Fortnite now. 4,000 chips, bro. That is like fucking over. Yo, you got to pay basically $30 to afford the new custom cars on there. So their cars are going to cost more than their fucking characters. It's the most genius fucking shit ever, bro. They are god of microtransactions, bro. Now, Grand Theft Auto. I'm going to piss a lot of people off with this one, but it needs to be said. Grand Theft Auto, if they were smart, they would copy the Fortnite implement. You got your standard game with everything that comes in it, but you have your season pass every 2.5 months. You have 4 seasons 4 seasons throughout the year. And throughout the year, you have maybe a special character, a special car, you know what I'm saying? Something to incentivize the paying customer to pay for that season pass. And then they got to play objectives and yada, yada, yada to unlock it. Everybody wins. Instead of this pay by the hour bullshit, do that. Everybody would be cool with that. I don't see how anybody could not be. I play games on my phone where like Marvel Snap, for example, they do a season thing where it's like every month or every 2-3 weeks they switch out the theme, and you get all these extra new cards and stuff, and it's $10. Well, shit, if you play that game enough, and I play the game enough, I spent about $20 on that already. League of Legends. The game's free, but if you want to get that new skin or whatever, you pay $10. As long as you just don't overdo it, don't over greedify it. Just don't. Yo, bro, I get down in Snap Call. I get down on the Snap Call. You ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I'm a beast on Snap, bro. But yeah, like, do it like that. I think that would be the most logical. with that said, for Fortnite, typically with their DLC, and I love the way that they lay their stuff out. Usually, the way they do their events, depending on if the franchise is big enough, sometimes you will just get one or two people. Like RoboCop, it was just RoboCop. Predator was just Predator. Terminator was just Terminator. But for like the things where it's like a series and there's multiple characters established with that series, they typically give you a 2 to 4 pack with one extra character on the side, kind of like how they did with the Stormtroopers and what's from Star Wars, Darth Maul and whatnot. So at max, they'll give you 5 to 6 characters, right? And then for certain series, they'll spin the block and they'll bring back 2 to 3. So just in that regard, this is what I thought. Marvel Snap. I'm talking about Marvel Snap, the card game on the phone. Are you talking about WWE 2K? I gotta get through this show, Cole. I can't, bro. I can't. I've been pushing this off for way too long. Yeah, I've been pushing this off for way too long, so I got to get through this. I can't. Give me like 30 minutes to an hour, and I'll definitely be off. So with the Fortnite, with that being said, this is my top 10 DLC requests for Fortnite. At number 10, AEW. If Fortnite collabed with AEW, I think that would be a dope ass collaboration. Because we've already seen Fortnite has collabed with both Marvel and DC. That's what I think that's what sold me on Fortnite more than anything else, was that it had both Marvel and DC official characters in it. And it got fucking WWE in it. Like, bro, you got all that. And you got Street Fighter. I'm not sure if it got Mortal Kombat yet. If it doesn't, I'm bugging. But for knowing that they don't care and people from all works, if Marvel and DC work together, I could see AEW and WWE. They ain't tripping. It's a licensing thing. So if number 10, I would have AEW. Now, due to the limit of people that they put in, my choice for AEW would be, and they always come in 2, unless it's 1 or a 3. But my choice would be a 2-pack, would be Sting and Darby Allin. And then you can have, for one of the pickaxe, Sting's trademark pickaxe. And for one of those drop downs, you can have Darby Allin's skateboard or something like that. Or even for a back item, Darby Allin with the skateboard. And you can have Sting's, his shout. You can do that for like a custom emote. You can have an AEW spray paint for one of the little emotes as well. The second, the other 2 people I would have would be Adam Cole and Britt Baker. For the other 2, and the reason for that is because with these 4-packs, there's usually at least one woman. So you might as well have it be Britt Baker because she's the face of the women's division over there. And, well, I mean, you can argue Toni Storm now, but I would still go Britt Baker, Adam Cole, because they're a couple. And because for that 5th person for the first season, I would have it be MJF, and he'd be the person that you would have to complete the certain requirements, because you unlock MJF and you unlock the AEW World title as a back item, emote, etc. So I would have those 5 be the first 5 that come out. And then if you were to spin the block and add 2 more, because that's what they usually do, I would have it be Swerve Strickland and Toni Storm. Because Toni Storm's on fire, Swerve Strickland, hottest thing going right now. It kind of hurt me not to throw Kenny Omega up on that thing, but man, I feel like more people would rather. You can have Swerve with why pick Swerve? You can have the music, because, on Fortnite, you have the spray paints, you have the custom taunts and music, and then you have like custom music. So Swerve, you could get the Swerve song. You could get the Prince Nana emote dance. It just makes sense. And then Toni Storm, bro, like, it just watch for the shoe. So AEW will be coming in at number 10 for top 10 Fortnite DLC wish list. At number 9, I would have to go with The Boys from Amazon. For the 2-pack, I would do Soldier Boy and Black Noir. And then for the other 2-pack, I would do Butcher and Starlight. And then for the quest, I would do Homelander. The reason for the quest too is the quest is a limited time thing. So it's like you have to complete the quest or you miss out on that. And that you want to be your most incentivized item or the most in-demand item. So for the AEW is MJF. For the boys, it will be Homelander, obviously. I know Huey is technically the main person on that show, but he is the most plain looking person on the show that it would be like generic as fuck. So there'd be no point of picking Huey to be one of the DLC people on the show. Number 8, I would personally like Scooby-Doo to make it to Fortnite. Now, technically, Scooby-Doo himself wouldn't make sense holding the gun and shooting and everything, but the rest of the gang would be dope. You can have Scooby-Doo as one of the emotes that you can ride on. Pause. But you know how you have the lowrider and you got the little, you got the Star Wars little jet thing. There's like a few of those little emotes that you can ride around on and stuff. Like have it be you either running with Scooby-Doo, you and Scooby-Doo doing like the runaway thing so it could be by your side, or have you like jump on Scooby-Doo. He's a big ass dog and he like is running down the thing or whatnot, you know? And then you can have Fred and Daphne for 1. And then you could have Shaggy and Velma for the 2nd. And you know, you can have some classic emotes with this from Velma dropping the glasses, looking around for the glasses, and the mystery van for a drop down and everything. So that would be for number 8. At number 7, I would go with Game of Thrones, Jon Snow and Dany Targaryen. The fly down dragons from both of those would be dope. Then you could have Jaime Lannister and the Hound maybe for the other 2. I would like personally. I'm a big fan of the Kingslayer personally. So man, that was my favorite character on the whole show. So man, the writing on that was my most hated to favorite character. I think probably the best written character of all time, bro. Like how they made me go from absolutely despising that motherfucker, despising this motherfucker, to like, yo, I rock with that dude. Amazing writing, superb writing, bro. Can't say enough about that writing. It's just fucking amazing. And then for the 5th, for the quest, I would have it be the Night King. If you do spin the block, you can have Arya come on and maybe someone else, or maybe you could even take from the House of Dragon series and bring in the 2 people from there. I'm forgetting their names off top right now. It's been a moment, but yeah, that shit would be fire to have them up in there. Number 6 is one that has been announced. So man, I took so long. I took one off. And that's the Invincible because it already came out. But when I initially intended to do this, there was no announcement that Invincible is going to be coming. It has since, so I replaced that. But this other one, it hasn't come yet, but they just announced that they teased it, and it's pretty much 100% confirmed at this point. And that would be coming out number 6, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Man, for all the 80s babies out there, man, who wouldn't want Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You can have the turtle van for a jet flyer to come down to, the trademark weapons for pickaxes, from the nunchucks to the sword, the bow staff, and of course the size. And bruh, the box pizza for the Shredder. Obviously, the 4 turtles will be the 4 DLC. Shredder would make for the quest, and you can have the Crane for a jet flyer. Super Shredder for a transformation emote, kind of like how Goku could do the different Super Saiyan and Vegeta. They could both do the various transformations. You could have that for Shredder. He could do the Super Shredder. And then you could have the hand for the spray paint. And then, you know, for season 2, you could do, season 2, they'd have to do 2 extra seasons because there's just too many fire characters for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Bebop and Rocksteady would make so much sense on Fortnite. They would damn near make more sense on Fortnite than anybody else on their franchise, because they're the two that actually carry guns, you know. And then you got Casey Jones and Master Splinter, or you could switch out Splinter for I forgot his name, but the bunny back in the day, the samurai bunny on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So that would be fire as a mug, bruh. Number 5 would be Super Mario Brothers for me. You can have Mario and Luigi for a 2-pack, and then Donkey Kong and Peach with Bowser as the quest. So you unlock Bowser after completing all the quests. And then maybe for a season 2, Wario and Waluigi or something like that. I'm kind of, I know Wario and Diddy Kong, if not Waluigi. At number 4 for Fortnite, I would have to go with, I'm going to switch this one up only because this one has already been confirmed. So at number 4, Family Guy. I took so long to do this that Family Guy they did the new season and Family Guy got announced. So Peter Griffin is available right now. That's why I'm telling y'all. I highly recommend y'all get on that Fortnite now. Get that Peter Griffin season while it is there, because him and Snake are season exclusives, which mean that once the season's gone, you won't be able to get them, similar to how I'm not able to get Deadpool or Wolverine. I definitely think that's one thing that Fortnite definitely needs to fix. I'm surprised that they haven't implemented this because of how much money it would make. But why not make a feature, since you don't want to bring back like DLC that were season exclusives like Kratos and Wolverine and Deadpool and whatnot? Why not do a feature where people can do V-Buck auctions on their own characters that they own, to where people could place bids on their characters using Fortnite currency? So technically Fortnite wins no matter what. So the person's not buying from Fortnite. So Fortnite is not technically breaching any contract. What they're doing is they're playing the middleman, so a person could sell their character to another person. And the beautiful thing is that person, if they don't have enough V-Bucks from Fortnite, they have to go to Fortnite and purchase V-Bucks. So Fortnite gets their money no matter what. Fortnite gets money no matter what. So it's a win-win situation without you breaching contract. Think about it. Back to business. For number 4, the Family Guy, Peter Griffin is the only person that is coming this season, to our knowledge. But the way I had envisioned it, not being a season exclusive like it is, I was thinking it would have came in the traditional sense, 2-packs. You get Lois and Peter on 1-pack, Quagmire and Cleveland in the second. And then for the quest, you could have them fight the giant pig. And then for the second season, you could probably bring in Stan and Roger from American Dad, or you could bring in the dude, I forgot his name, but Joe with the wheelchair, man. Yo, if you gave me Joe in a wheelchair shooting in Fortnite, I don't think I would play with anybody else. I would be stuck in that wheelchair running around Fortnite 24/7 clapping shit up, bro. That would be so lit, dog. That would be hilarious as well. Coming in at number 3, I'm going to have to go with the Venture Brothers, Dr. Venture and Brock Sampson. Bro, I'm not even tripping off Dr. Venture. Brock Sampson. If you put Brock Sampson in the game alone, I would be A-okay, bro. Then Hank and Dean would be lit. The quest you could have, similar to how you have for Star Wars, the Stormtrooper, the customizable Stormtroopers, you could do the Monarch customizable henchmen. And with each little thing, you could customize your Monarch henchman attire as is. And then for season 2, you bring in the Monarch and his evil wife. For number 2, I'm going to have to go with the Simpsons. Homer and Marge. Yo, the Simpsons got too many fire people that would fit in Fortnite. Homer and Marge, bruh. Chief Wiggums and Krusty the Clown. Sideshow Bob. You could maybe age up Bart and Lisa. Ned Flanders and Mo. Nigga, if you give me Ned Flanders with a gun, It's over. I'm fucking wilding out. That would be my go-to 24/7, bro. Ned Flanders clapping shit up would be the funniest shit ever, bro. Like, you cannot top that, bro. You cannot top Ned Flanders with the gun. That would be the funniest shit ever. But coming in at number 1, most requested DLC for Fortnite, it gotta be One Piece, bruh. Nigga. They would have to do a whole season dedicated to One Piece because there's just so many characters, so much lore, so many locations. There's just so much that you could do with it. But you throw Luffy and Nami in a 1-pack. You have the Going Merry for a jet flyer. You can have Zeus Cloud for a jet flyer for Nami. You have Zoro and Sanji in another one. You can have Shanks for the quest for the first season. Second season, you bring in Usopp and Buggy the Clown, and then you bring in Blackbeard and Garp, bro. That you banging, you winning. That'll give another 2 years of life to Fortnite, bro. If you did nothing else to it, bro. If you didn't change the map, if you didn't do nothing else, bro, I could play Fortnite for another 2 years if I had One Piece characters in that game. We already got My Hero Academia. We already got Jujutsu Kaisen. We already got Attack on Titan. We already got Dragon Ball. We already got Ho-Ass Naruto. We need One Piece. I wouldn't be mad if you throw Spy Family and Tokyo Revengers in there either. That'd be lit too. That's just my wish list for Fortnite games coming out. Some of y'all might be currently wondering what I'm playing right now, man. More than anything on Twitch and Kick, I play WWE 2K23. As I mentioned earlier, me, my bro, Sir Frost, we are on our 4-year anniversary on our gaming Twitch channels. We had a series, my bro, Sir Frost. This guy's a fucking madman. This guy, I don't know how he comes up with this shit. This nigga came up with we wrestling. My nigga came up with fucking GM Mode Wars. This guy is a fucking genius, bruh. I'm glad he let me, piggyback on the GM Mode Wars because we got the GM Mode Wars. We got all 4 years now. We did a fantasy draft with all the wrestlers, every promotion, past and present, dead or alive, split them straight down the middle. Going on 4 years, man. We done hit affiliate over on Twitch. And now we trying to take over YouTube, man. So fuck with both of us over on YouTube, Fresh and Frost TV. If you ain't already, make sure y'all follow, hit that subscribe button. Also on Kick as well, Fresh and Frost TV, man. Make sure to hit that follow, subscribe. Man, they fucked over Spider-Man 2 at the Gaming Awards, man. All those nominations, not one win. That's bullshit, man. I've been on that Spider-Man 2 a lot. That game was fire. Definitely deserved better at the awards. They fucked him over. Fortnite, obviously, I just went on a whole rant about what I would like to see added to Fortnite, even though they add so much shit. Never pleased, apparently. On the phone, League of Legends Wild Rift should have been in the Game Awards. It should have won the award. It didn't even make the list of contenders. Like, what video game on a phone is better than League of Legends Wild Rift? Don't answer that. There are none. There is no fucking way any of those games that were on the Gamer Awards is fucking with League of Legends Wild Rift at all. Not possible. Not possible. Another game that should have been on there was that Marvel Snap, bro. That Marvel Snap game is one of the... that is the best card game I've ever played on a phone, bro. That card game, it damn near takes me back to playing Magic the Gathering back in the 6th grade. And I wish I never did play Magic the Gathering in the 6th grade because my mom went on a religious... mom's very religious now, but she went on a religious crusade when she saw my Magic the Card Gathering. She thought they were demonic, and she ended up burning my entire comic book collection in the 6th grade. And I have to completely start over. And some of those comic books are fucking like 50, $60 just to rebuy it now. And I'm like, fuck, I really got to go and spend $60 for fucking Spider-Man 2099 issue 1 now because my mom burnt the shit when it was $1.99 at the fucking comic book store because I had these fucking cards that looked hella demonic and shit. Cause I ain't going front. They did some wild art on that shit and very realistic too. So yeah, mom was not having it, bruh. Shit, yo, you should have heard, man. Yo, funny story, man. I was rest in peace to Tupac and especially rest in peace to Biggie Smalls. I say especially because I was a heavy Tupac fan, more so than Biggie Smalls growing up. I'll never forget this shit. I was in a room with my friends, man. I was in the 7th grade when this one happened. So a year later, after the comic book fiasco, a year later, I'm in the room with my friends. We listening to Hit 'Em Up. It just came out. I'm in the 7th grade. I'm saying the shit word for word. Bro, door is shut. My mom, the door was locked too. My mom didn't open the door. She kicked down the fucking door. The door didn't go down. It swung open, but the bitch was locked. She fucking kicked that fucking door. That fucking door went whoosh. Broke the lock and everything. Ran to me so fast, bro. Shit happened in a blink, bro. It was like instant transmission, my nigga. I was doing my Biggie diss song shit. It wasn't even out of hate for Biggie, bro. It was just my love for Pac, and I just love the diss track and shit. Mom kicked that door down, grabbed me by the fucking neck, and like force, like it wasn't a choke slam because she didn't lift me up and down because she's short. But at this time, we were about the same height. She like grabbed me by the neck and just threw me up against that fucking wall. I was like, don't you ever be rapping about, don't ever rap cuss words, talk about Biggie Smalls like that ever. My mom loved Biggie Smalls, bruh. She heard me say cuss words in the past. You know what I'm saying? She heard me when it was real motherfucking G's and you know what I'm saying? Still Dre and all that shit. No Vaseline, pause, all that. It wasn't that anger. But when I was on that Biggie Small, bad boy, what? Huh. My mom was ride or die for Biggie, bro. Ride or fucking die. And to this day, I still got like 2 of my close friends that I still keep in touch with. Them bitch ass niggas always be like, Jay, remember that time you was singing Hit 'Em Up and your mom busted down the door and choke slammed you? I was like, fuck you, nigga. Yeah, I remember that shit, nigga. It's ingrained in my motherfucking head, nigga. I can never forget that shit. PTSD, nigga. Yo, games I'm looking forward to, man. 2024 got some fire on the way. Boy, man. Yo, they got some shit on the way, fam. I ain't even, yo. They got some shit on the way, bro. At the top of my list of games I'm looking forward to for next year, Wolverine. I'm so hyped for Wolverine. I'm confident in saying, and I'm probably the only person who will make this statement. If Grand Theft Auto 6 came out next year, the same day Wolverine does, I'm playing Wolverine first, bro. If Grand Theft Auto 6 came out the same year as Wolverine, I'm more hyped for the Wolverine game than I am for the Grand Theft Auto 6 game. That's just me. I love Grand Theft Auto, but Wolverine's my guy. That's my favorite superhero since day one. Never changed. A lot of people always be calling me, a lot of my friends always was like, yo, Spider-Man, because I did photography back in college, and then for a couple years after I got out of college, I was a professional photographer doing weddings and music videos. I was doing videography and shit like that and stuff like that. So a lot of people, and I had a cosplay Spider-Man custom-made outfit made from Japan sent to me, and I would wear it at Comic-Con. So everybody would call me Spider-Man, but really, Spider-Man's my third favorite superhero. Wolverine's always been number one, Gambit number two, always, then Spider-Man, and then it's between Thor, Flash, and Batman. You know, for the others. I mean, there's so many others, but those are like my main 5, 6. But yeah, I'm still hyped for that Wolverine. More than anything, I'm hyped for that. After that, I'm hyped for Metal Gear. There's a new Metal Gear game coming out. That shit's gonna be stupid. Every time a Metal Gear game comes out, they never disappoint. Ever. So you know it's gonna be fire. Off rip. Guaranteed. These other 2 games I'm about to mention, you're probably not aware of. But one of them is a remaster. So it's a remake of an old game. It's the same game, just better graphics from the PlayStation. I can't remember if it was PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2. Came out around the same time as Final Fantasy VII. This, to me personally, it's one of my... It's my top 5 games. It's hard to really narrow and put in order, but top 5 games would definitely be Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Final Fantasy VII, the original one on PlayStation, Suikoden 2, damn, it's kind of hard, man, because I loved some Chrono Trigger back in the day. I love some Zelda, but I don't even think those were the 2 that I was thinking of off rip. It's up there, man. Suikoden 2 is a fucking masterpiece RPG game. A lot of people probably did not know of or ever get a chance to play. You basically build your own kingdom. You go to war. You scout and build up a community along dope-ass fighting mechanics. Love the fighting on there. Love the side quests, the games. There's just so much to do on there. It is such a dope game. And the people who made that game are making a new game called Ayuden 100 Heroes or something like that, which is going to be like, it's going to be a more, it's going to be everything Suikoden 2 was plus more, because now it's the same team, but now they've had time to make new characters, new story, new everything. It's going to be fire. There's a fighting game I'm really hyped for. That's Project L, using the characters from League of Legends. They got a new fighting game coming out that looks very clean, man. The animation on it looks beautiful. The sprites look beautiful. From what I've seen in the fighting mechanics and whatnot, it just looks fucking amazing. I have a few honorable mentions, just a few, just 3 really. The new Final Fantasy VII Part 2, just out of nostalgia. I'm still a little bit hyped for it. Even though I wasn't too big on the first one, I felt like it wasn't enough freedom moving around and whatnot. Not enough, freedom is probably just leave it at that. The new Tekken game, I'm not certain if it already came out yet, but Tekken, that's another one game that is an honorable mention I'm looking forward to. And I don't know if this is actually going to come, but yo, if Xbox, I didn't get to see all the Gamer Awards. I hear that Xbox got an exclusive Blade game coming out, which is dope to hear that they're getting something exclusive for a change. But League of Legends, if it's been so many years that they've been talking about bringing League of Legends to console. If you could get League of Legends on console and make that an Xbox exclusive, I don't got an Xbox. I tell you this. If League of Legends was on console and was exclusive to Xbox, I would buy an Xbox the next fucking paycheck, bro. Off that one game alone. That's the only game it really needs. Xbox is only good for Call of Duty. It's only good for shooting games. And if you were to do League of Legends on there, you could really get a huge shift of momentum if you were to get League of Legends console exclusive to Xbox. That would be a game changer. That's it for my gaming news. We're going to move on to the comic book news now. Not much this episode on comic book news, but I do want to give props, my praise, flowers, admiration to a guy who they don't know it. They don't know it, but they're my mentor. They're my sensei. They're one of my biggest inspirations. And this guy doesn't get a lot of flowers, doesn't get his props hardly ever, nowhere near to the degree that he should. And that is Fred Perry. Not the clothing brand, the artist Fred Perry. So for those of you who don't know who Fred Perry is, Fred Perry is a comic book creator, independent comic book creator at Antarctic Press, who has a book called Gold Digger. And Gold Digger's been out for... It's been a minute. It's been a long, long time. And Fred Perry just broke the Guinness Book World Record for one creator to create 301 comic book issues. One person to not only pencil, but to write, to ink, to color and edit. He did it all. Now, he's really the Oda of American comic books. There's no other comic book creator who's done what he's done. And to top it all off, he's a brother. He's a brother. His art style is so dope. It's the style I always try to emulate the most. I started off because he wasn't the first person I knew of. First was Jim Lee for me, you know, and that group that started Image, the Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, Mark Silvestri, Sam Keith, Eric Larson, you know. Then you had the second wave, the J. Scott Campbell, the Joe Maradia, Humberto Ramos, you know, and whatnot. I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of people. But then I discovered when I went to go pick up Battle Chasers issue 1, when Battle Chasers issue 1 first came out back in, I believe it was 97, 98. I went to the comic book store and it was Gold Digger issue 47 or 48. The issue with the were-rats when they groped Britney. And at this time I was only 16 years old. So when I seen this book, and you know what? I was going to Battle Chest for the same thing. A little horny little 16-year-old. Red Monica got these huge fucking boobs on Battle Chasers. I'm about to go pick that book up. And then I get down there and then I see Gold Digger and it's another book with a female with huge boobs on. I was like, yeah, I'm picking up both these books, right? And I just and that was the premise for picking them up, but there's so much more to it than that. But that's what caught my eye initially was the big boobs, just being honest. And he was on issue 47 at that time. Fast forward, I have every single Gold Digger issue now, outside of the first 50 that were black and white. So and actually I technically have those because I have them. I just have the brick. So I bought the first 2 bricks so I could have the entire collection. So I literally have the entire 300 issues of Gold Digger. I thought that was going to be it. And then they announced he's doing one more issue to break the Guinness Book World Record. And it's going to be the final book. So I need to get that to finish off my collection. I'll have the entire Fred Perry Gold Digger collection. I just wanted to give him his props because that is a monumental achievement. That's an amazing milestone. People were praising, and I give mad praise and props to Todd McFarlane, Spawn, It broke the world record for independent comic book most issues at 300. But Todd McFarlane didn't do half those issues, the art at least, or even the writing. He passed off to Greg Capullo and other people. Fred Perry from start to finish. Pencil, ink, color, lettering, the whole shebang. While making other books on the side, while making animation short videos on the side. This guy's the fucking GOAT. And doesn't get nowhere near the recognition or flowers that he deserves, man. So salute to Fred Perry, man. Enjoy the retirement. If you are retiring, you probably should. It's well deserved. You've been doing it for like damn near, if not 20, 25 years, something like that. It's just amazing. My hero. Out of all I got so many, like a lot of people, like, you know, like growing up, people that their heroes were, you know, Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, all that. Like, I liked them, and don't get me wrong, but I was more of a Charles Barkley guy, you know? I was more of the I was more for like the underdog or whatnot, but my heroes are mainly pro wrestlers and comic book artists for the most part. So these are my heroes, you know? And Fred Perry, you like right up there at the you one of the top ones. You one of the top ones for me, dog. Fred Perry, before I move on to the other thing, it was actually Fred Perry's the reason I actually got my degree in animation. The benefit of living in San Diego, I've been able to attend so many Comic Cons, and while Fred Perry misses so many Comic Cons, I was lucky enough to run into him a few times, about 4 or 5 times, got some custom artwork from him in my sketchbooks back in the day. Got one that's wild as heck. I can't show it on here. It's X-rated. Fred drew like a lesbian threesome for me. Like they all eat each other. Can't show it on here, man. But yeah, it was beautiful. And I still got that picture. I got that shit framed. Yo, but yeah. So he's a GOAT. Also in comic book news, man, shout out to Eric July, a YouTube personality. I'll post a picture in the group chat when I get up off here. I don't want to step away for a sec. Eric July, man, this is a guy. I've been following Eric July's YouTube channel for about 4 years. I can't recall exactly how I stumbled across his channel. I think it had to do with a debate I had in a comic book group. Somebody was like basically trying to excuse like exploitation of representation by comparing it to the X-Men and saying, well, Stan Lee literally made Professor X after Martin Luther King and Magneto after Malcolm X, which is incorrect. Now, the correlation is 100%. Like, I can 100% see the correlation of Professor X and how he could remind you, or how his role is that of a Malcolm, of a Martin Luther King, as to a Magneto, and his standpoints resembles or is, you know, in contrast to a Malcolm X. But to say that they were made specifically after those characters is incorrect, because Magneto was, for one, retconned, like back when the series got rebooted, because X-Men at one point got actually it got discontinued because for bad sales or whatnot. So it fell off for a moment, and then it came back. And when it came back, they retconned Magneto's past, and that's when he got the whole Jewish background and all that whatnot. Before that, he was just like, "Oh, I'm going to destroy the world" and all that. He wasn't as well structured as he is, to where like he's a villain, but a villain with actual like logic and a good argument, to where, you know what I'm saying, he didn't have that before. So it really wasn't that before. And there were interviews where Stan Lee actually even mentioned how the X-Men came up, and how at first it just was going to be called the Mutants. It was lazy. He got tired of having to brainstorm all these crazy ass ideas that how people got their powers. You just want to, how about they're just born that way, you know? So somehow I ran across this guy, Eric July's YouTube, whatnot. He basically said a bunch of what I already knew and what I already said in regard to that. I was just looking for, I was looking for the Stan Lee clip to post something for word of mouth, which I ended up finding and posting as well. But since then, follow this page. Sometimes he talks about some comic book stuff, which is what I mainly would follow. And mainly what he would talk about would be bashing the comic books, but mainly for logical or for valid reasons, I'll say. It was a lot of negativity, but it was for valid reasons. Oh, they're making Iceman gay now. Now they're making Superman gay. Now they're making Batman black. And now they're making this person black. And Eric July is a black person. I'm a black person, man. Look, man, my first dream was to be, real quick, my first dream was to be a pro wrestler since I was like 4 years old. I want to be a pro wrestler. When I realized that's impossible because I'm just small as hell, I was like, you know what? I want to be an artist. I want to be a comic book artist. Freaking, in all the years drawing, I made my own comic books. I would take people from DC and Marvel, put them in together in super groups and do crossovers. I made like about 20 little comic books as a kid for just myself, for my own little entertainment. Never once was I like, you know what, man, I'm gonna make Wolverine black, man. I think I need Wolverine to be black so I could identify with him. I already identified with him just being short and having a fucking angry attitude and you know, having to fight big motherfuckers and, you know what I'm saying, and take no shit type. You know, I was able to relate to Gambit because I was poor growing up, so I had to steal shit. Thought I was a little pretty boy and thought I was pulling all the girls, so I was like, yeah, I'm like Gambit. I got game. I'm pulling all the little girlies in my class and all that before I had the chip too. I was making smile just so they could see my chip too. But you know, that's the point I was making. So it's like, yeah, like, all right, the valid. It was just a lot of that. But finally, after a while, it's like, you know, man, I'm tired of complaining about it. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make my own fucking comic book. And this guy has went on to make 3 successful campaigns now. ISOM #1, which I ended up getting signed at San Diego Comic Con this year. Ran into him, really cool dude, man. He felt more, I don't know, man. Maybe I don't want to say so. He was a lot more chill and soft spoken in person than he comes across on his YouTube channel and whatnot. Maybe it was the humility, the humbleness from people coming up, you know, with ISOM. I would be humbled and shit like that too, because man, I'm working on a comic book as well right now. I'd be humbled too and a little soft spoken, so I don't know how to gauge it, but he was a really cool dude, man. But that ISOM book I just showed you did $3.7 million, dog. Major. So like, there's a lot of people on YouTube who shit on comic books and have their complaints, and you know, and it'd be valid a lot of times, but it's just done too frequently and way too much. That at least he had the you know, the testicular fortitude, I'll just say that, to actually do his own book, make 3.7. He did ISOM #2, which is right here. I got cover A for this one. This did like 2.3 million. So my guy off 2 comic books is a millionaire now. Hiring professional artists and writers that used to work for Marvel and DC, better pay than Marvel and DC, to now work at his company. And now the third one just did. It's still on campaign. If you go to ripperverse.com, Alpha Core 2. I didn't expect it to come so quick because I'm not on the member. They got some like little group membership thing that people get their stuff a little extra or earlier or whatnot. I did not subscribe to that. I'm not not gonna speak on that. Get your money, bro. I guess. So leave it at that. But yeah, so salute to Eric July. I've already read ISOM issue 1, like completely, got a super in-depth breakdown of that. I'll probably do that on I don't know. I'll probably do that on the next episode. I'll probably do ISOM issue 1 review on the next episode, and then issue 2, which I'm currently halfway through reading. I've had these for a while. I read the ISOM 1 immediately. ISOM 2, when I got it, I just never got around to it until recently. And there was one thing that made me kind of like, it made me all right. There's my only complaint with the ISOM and Rippaverse stuff. And I'm gonna give my reviews on another one. I've seen people going ham trying to bash Eric July and Rippaverse and the company and whatnot, and I have to take a step back because I have to take a step back and realize I'm just a fan, and to take the cape off. I almost put my cape on for someone who I am just essentially a fan of. You know, they don't know me. No, give a fuck about my opinion or whatnot like that. So I almost put my cape on for someone. And aside from just put the cape on, I have to also be fair in my criticism, you know? So like if I could criticize somebody for something, then I can't criticize this person for making a video, however egregious it is, taking shots at Eric July's comic book when Eric July himself takes shots at the other rival comic companies, so to speak. So like, and I did do it initially. I did. So like, there's a group, Geek Getaway was the one. Geek Getaway, where they had some Eric July videos, and the first time I seen it, I responded like, "Yo, bro, like, if you spent, why don't you spend the time you spend on him? Why don't you spend towards working on your own stuff?" To my, from what I've been able to gather, you guys are also creators and got projects you're working on. Why not focus on y'all stuff, right? So that was the first time I threw the cape on. And then I think I might have made a second statement pretty much along those same lines. But then I was starting to do some looking into it and whatnot. And there is some stuff that, you know, I think it was Ethan Van Sciver said something about like, you got to take criticism from everybody, and I agree, because if you only take criticism from the people who really rock with you, they might be afraid to critique or say anything harsh because they don't want to lose your friendship or they don't want to lose their relationship. And that might be a little bit true. And then with someone who hates you, there's going to be some, you just got to be able to, differentiate the bullshit from the valid, you know? So I was seeing the thing where Dick Masterson came on and they like pretty much set Eric July up to like get ambushed by this guy online to, you know, shit on his book or whatnot. And there was a lot of stuff that was, I'd say it was about 70%. Well, no, as far as the dick shit, I'd say it was probably about 60% bullshit. No, I'd say 70% bullshit and 30% valid. There was some little valid criticisms in there, but there was so much bullshit that it makes you like, I'm not hearing you, you're just hating. And that could be valid, but there were some gems that could actually been picked up on and actually, used. I won't know until I finish ISOM 2. What I will say from reading ISOM, what I have read so far in ISOM 2, I already immediately see some improvements as far as the writing, because in issue 1, I'll just say I've seen more from the villain in issue 2 than I've seen in issue 1 that warrants him being the villain. I'll say the rest for the actual reviews, but issue 2, definitely from what I've gotten into so far, I'm liking where it's going. I liked issue 1. I didn't think it was like the greatest thing. It didn't blow me away or nothing like that, but it didn't underwhelm me either. It just put me in that, let's see where we go from here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not too hyped, but I'm not underwhelmed. Like decent start, like average. I ain't far enough into issue 2 to really make it. I skimmed through just the pages real quick of Alpha Core, and it's looking fucking crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Alpha Core looked like it might be the best one of the 3 so far, but I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I didn't finish ISOM 2 yet. And I'm pretty sure ISOM 1 is going to be my least favorite of the 3. But that's not a bad thing, because it's still a good book. It had the most hardest job of being the one to set everything off. You have to establish the most people in it and whatnot. So it is what it is. But man, I definitely got my 2. Oh, the one problem I did have with the Rippaverse is on my ISOM 2. I'm trying to get it. Here it goes. My only problem with the Rippaverse in general isn't the comic book. It's accountability. I ain't talking about accountability in regard to taking criticism. It's accountability when your team makes a mistake. It's my only criticism. I like the books. I like the poster. I got the ISOM shirt from the first campaign. I don't feel like digging back through my drawers to grab it. Love the material. The cotton or whatever that I got is really good. My issue is when I ordered my issue 2 ISOM right here, when I ordered this book, I ordered the Catch Street shirt with it. And when I got my order, I didn't get my Catch Street shirt. I got this instead. I got a Yaira shirt. Shout out to the Saska sisters, the Saska twins. I got a Yaira shirt, and it's not what I ordered. So it's not my fault y'all made that mistake. So when I went to the Rippaverse website to bring it to their attention, I was essentially told, my bad, send it back to us, and then we will send you the correct shirt. So that means I got to spend money to ship you back an item that was sent by mistake. I got to pay additional money to get what I ordered. Is the problem. You talk about all these millions you made. You made a mistake on an order. You that cheap? You can't just send out the correct item. I gotta send back the other shirt first to get the item to get the. So I gotta spending gas money, shipping, then got to wait for another shipping for you to receive the item, then for you to ship it and wait for it to get here again. That's my only problem. That needs to be some accountability on that. Like that, y'all need to switch up y'all thing on that, because that was the only thing that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way, especially when I take into consideration that those Yaira shirts, especially with this last campaign, were going for $3. I paid like 25 or 20 bucks or whatever it was during that campaign for that Catch Street shirt, and I don't get it. That Catch Street shirt ain't $3. If I go to the Rippaverse, that thing's still like 20 bucks or whatever. So, bro, like, that is the only flaw I see with y'all shit. Y'all are a young company, new company. I ain't trying to shit on y'all or whatever. Obviously, I ain't. I bought 2 shirts, 1 poster, 3 books. I'm a motherfucking fan. And I'm going to continue to support. But, like I said, it was like, you have entered into the realm of criticism. You put a product out, you put content out. Me, myself, coming from animation, coming from art, when I was in college for animation, every time we were in a class, it didn't matter if it was life drawing, it didn't matter if it was character or caricature. I can't even, my nose stuffed up. Caricature. It doesn't matter if it was for 3D animation, 2D animation. Every single thing we did every week, midterm, final, everything was critiqued by your peers in the classroom and the teachers. Everything. Once you enter into that realm of content creator, you know, it is what it is. And honestly, that was one thing I was a little bit, I wasn't never gonna say, because I'm a fan of Eric July. I've been watching his YouTube for 4 years. I listen to it like on a daily basis while I'm at work. If not him, someone else who's in that circle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at first I wasn't comfortable putting that out, because as a small, extremely small YouTuber with aspirations of growing my YouTube channel, the last thing I want to do is say something that ruffled the feathers of someone with such a large community, especially one like his that's very defensive and combative, and then it just ruins any chance of my YouTube channel ever blowing up. But when I heard Ethan Skyver point out, it was just such a great analogy that you got to learn to take criticism from both, because those people that really rock with you, they're not going to give you all the criticism you need, because they're scared you might, be thin-skinned or might offend you, and then all of a sudden it's fuck you, I don't rock with you no more, we're not friends no more. Or, you know what I'm saying? You might miss out on opportunity that you might have been privy to if you would have said the right things instead of speak your truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, like, because I was planning for a long time to review the Rippaverse, but then I didn't, because oddly enough, I didn't want to be a clout chaser. I didn't want to be a person who, I know Eric July got a big following. I know, kind of like a CM Punk, like anytime I did like a little short or something like that and have their mention, it does numbers, so it's just like, man, I don't want to just ride his wave with the ISOM, so I'm not even going to review it. So I put it off. But then I started seeing all these different videos from people hating, and then people like, how come nobody's reviewing it? If it's so good, how come no one's reviewing it? So I'm like, damn, I should have reviewed it now, because, man, the book is good, but people are running with this narrative that no one's reviewing it, so it's not good thing. So it's like, all right, man. So 50-50 on it. I was like, all right, Ethan got a point. I wouldn't have said that, because I would be one of those people who would love to have the opportunity to get Eric July or be on an episode of his, like, in a capacity that is not as the person being monetized as a hater, because, man, definitely not that. But so it was like, man, he's right, because when I was planning it, I wasn't going to mention, even though I felt some type of way about it, I wasn't going to mention that. But I mean, it needed to be said, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was the one thing they definitely need to fix that because that ain't cool. Especially afterwards when the shirt you mistaked it for is like going for $3. That's some bullshit. Um, Also in the news, yeah. So we got the Rippaverse versus Comic Gate versus Industry. It's a triple threat match. It reminds me of that scene in the Batman movie where they say you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself turn into the villain. Well, in this case with Eric July, it's you either die a critic or you live long enough to be the criticized. He went from the one always being the critic criticizing Marvel to being now another comic entity who's the parallel to DC and Marvel. He's another Image Comics for all intents and purposes, and now he's the one with diehard critics that are constantly criticizing him. So he's basically lived long enough to see himself turn into the villain. He went from the hero to the villain essentially. But you know what? I was, as I was saying, even though I am a big fan of Eric July and all those guys and those content creators, and I was defending them initially, I actually just went on to, just real shortly for like 30 seconds, I just went on to basically speak my piece to the Geek Getaway because I found myself out to stop. I was like, damn, Doug, like I'm caping right now for a grown man, a stranger at that. Like, I met him one time at Comic-Con, but he don't know me. He don't give a fuck about me. And you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna give me no job. I ain't gonna be on his podcast. He ain't giving no views to my YouTube channel or subscribers. Like, why am I constantly defending this dude? And then, especially when I had to look at the hypocrisy of it, of what they're doing is no different than what him and Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and everybody else does to the other industries. They dunk on Hollywood and Marvel and DC and Disney and all that. So I mean, I can't really keep on defending. I mean, this guy's a millionaire anyway. He don't give a fuck. It ain't really hurting him like that. So why is it affecting me if it ain't affecting him, essentially? So basically went on there and just was like, for like 30 seconds, just like, man, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Because shit, they've long before this got started, I would see those super chats, and bro, these dudes was making hundreds, if not thousands a day, just talking shit about the latest trash Marvel movie, the latest Powers of the Ring or whatever it's coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, ridiculous, bro. So I'd be a little bit condescending of me if I were to tell these guys, hey, stop talking about Eric, while Eric and company are still talking about Marvel, DC, Disney, and such and such. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to step back, mind my fucking business. And you know what, I will review, because what I do see is that I see the people who do criticize the book are clearly haters of Eric July. And when I say that, I mean from like, it's one thing to knock the book. If all the criticism was just towards the book, that'd be one thing. But once you start looking up dead family members and going to their grave sites and taking pictures with them just because he has not did anything to you for, I don't give a fuck, oh, DMCA'd your tweet. Wow. None of this shit. You literally made a knockoff of his brand and were selling product on websites, leaking his paid product, the entire book, for people to read so they don't have to pay, so that he loses money on it. There's a lot of stuff that goes beyond. That's where it does go beyond. So while like it's one thing to criticize, but it's another thing when you do all that extra shit, right? It really makes y'all come off super duper petty. But on the other end, the other dudes do 50 videos on Brie Larson and 50 videos on Rachel Zegler. So I mean, who's to say? Like where do we draw the line at? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was way too much. You got this dude caught up in a lawsuit, all type of shit. So like, it's one thing to just be throwing shade. Oh, your book sucks. This character is poorly written and whatnot. And a lot of it seems to come out of spite, because you know what? I could see it like this. I like to compare it like this. It could be like the Soldier Boy, of comic books in a sense. Cause like you'll have rappers who've been in the game way longer than Soulja Boy, and then Soulja Boy came out and more successful. Does that mean Soulja Boy has better content? No, but he had better marketing for sure. The way he packaged this shit with the dance, you had the dance, the Bathing Apes was just so many things working at that time. You got the music videos going with it, different dance moves. Like there's so much marketed that it was a bigger success than people with way more experience. So it's a bigger success than people with more experience. That's why I like kind of compare it to like the Soulja Boy type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it isn't the best written and it isn't the best drawn, but it's the best sold. And it's the best sold because the way everything was marketed and packaged. It's not the worst of either. It's just in the middle. With that being said, you know, so it is what it is. Currently going on in comic books right now, you got DC. DC has a Beast World crossover event that's going on. That's pretty fire. I would recommend if you guys, for my comic book viewers, go to your comic book shop. Ryan, what's good, bro? Good to see you, my guy. I got a WW2K a little later today. Hey, your guy is going to be in action on Christmas Day at All In pay-per-view, bro. It's about to be fire. Bullet Club Gold versus Bullet Club War Games. Trios title on the line on Christmas Day, bro. I have to put you on the special Christmas Day for the 3rd annual All In pay-per-view, man. So yes, sir. That's what's up, man. Get that exercise. I need to get some exercise, man. I ain't gonna lie, you guys. My health has been like trash, bro. Ever since I caught COVID, the first time I caught COVID was super trash. I lost almost 50 pounds, literally all my muscle. I never got it back. I busted my ass off, gained back about 30, but this past week I've lost like fucking another 5-10 pounds, bro. So I'm like starting to get worried that my health is just shit, you know. But I'm not gonna let nothing stop me from making this trip, bro. But after this trip, I'm done smoking. After this trip, I'm gonna cut off the soda, and I'm about to really get. Yeah, bro, I gotta stop because, bro, I've lost so much weight and shit, bro. I'm a little concerned, bro. Yeah, it's a little scary. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I pray I don't got cancer or nothing like that. But yeah, I've lost some, bro. It's a motherfucker, bro. Just live like that, bro. Because I spent so many years in the gym. Because I've always been naturally short, obviously, and I've always been skinny, and so like the most I ever weighed was 160, and I lost like 45, close to, I was like damn near like, I was like 110 or 115 or something like that after the first COVID, man. It was so crazy. I thought I was gonna die, and I really thought I was out of here, man. And my boy Joe, he was like, "Yo, Dre, dog, I lost. It was crazy. I went from 160 to like 115, dog. It was wild. 115, 119 or some shit like that. And then I gained back some weight, but man, I'm starting to see, it's like, damn, oh shit. Like, I feel like I'm starting to get skinny again. Like, back again. And yeah, fam's telling me like, yo, man, go to the doctor. But I'm like, man, I'm scared to run up in the doctor just this instant, and then they say something that fuck up my, you know what I'm saying? Fuck up my whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? Fuck up my whole, fuck up the trip. Something that'll jeopardize the trip. Throw me up in the fucking hospital, and then I can't go nowhere. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just pray, eat as much as I can, try to eat as much as I can to get as much weight on me as I can prior to the trip. But it is something that's been a little bit weighing heavy on my mind. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've been smoking since I was like in like 10th grade, bro. And like, it's like over half my life at this point. So it's just like, yeah, man, I gotta cold turkey that shit. But I know I'm gonna smoke my lungs out when I'm out there in New York. So it's like, you know what, man, this one's gonna go for the road. Like I took a week off, and then I was like, you know what, I might as well continue because my boys, I'm gonna get out there in New York and I'm gonna smoke with my boys. I'm gonna want to smoke, so fuck it. I'm gonna ride the wave until New Year's, until this trip. But after that, I'm done, dog. I'm done at least until I get back to my base weight. But I'm walking around too light right now, and it got me feeling some type of way, bro. It got me feeling some type of way. I look like fucking 13 years old right now, bro. I haven't weighed this little since I was in the 9th grade, bro. I'm like at like 120 right now. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking, yeah. I went from 160 to fucking 115, 117 or so to 130 to 120, bro. So yeah. But you know what? But yeah, I was really about to do that, but I was like, man, I can't miss this trip, bro, because right before the pandemic, my birthday was in February, and so I was one of the very rare few people, February 7th, so very early in the year. I was one of the few people who got to celebrate their birthday that year normally without the whole lockdown and all that shit. But after that whole lockdown shit, man, I believe that happened around the time. Yeah, that happened right around the time Dustin passed away. And he passed away a little bit before that, I believe, but like we didn't hear from him for like a month before we found out what happened and whatnot. But I remember I was planning, me and my boy Dustin Ryder, rest in peace to my boy Dustin Ryder. He wasn't planning. I was planning. I was planning to go up to Georgia for Dragon Con, which is a Comic Con, but it's like the biggest Comic Con of the year, but just for cosplayers. So if you want to see the dopest cosplay, like the creme de la creme of cosplay, you go to Atlanta for Dragon Con every year, or it's somewhere in Georgia every year. So I was telling Dustin prior, like, yo, man, I'm gonna book a flight, hotel. I'm gonna go out there for Dragon Con, but when I'm out there, I want to link up with you. I want to meet, yada yada, because we've been boys for so long, yada yada. And then I didn't hear from him for like a month or so, and then get the bad news that he had a stroke, passed away, and everything. And I was just like, damn, bro, I was about to literally fly out there and whatnot. And now that's something that'll always stick with me. Like, damn, man, I never got to meet my homie before he passed away, you know? And so I know life ain't certain. I know, you know, I know, you know, I've made some bad mistakes, bad choices, health-wise. Didn't always eat the best growing up. The smoke, the drink, the time, and the Tijuana years, I'll just leave it at that. The Tijuana years, no cocaine, but it was ecstasy like a motherfucker. Like, bro, fucking, you know, I know I did a lot of damage to the body, you know? So while I am having my health issues at this moment, and you never know when your time is, I'm surprised I'm 39. I didn't even think I was going. Bro, I was surprised when I made it to 25, bro. My life is so fucking crazy. By the time I made it to 25, I was shocked. When I made it to 30, I felt like an OG, bro. If I make it to 40 in February, bro, I'm feeling like triple OG, bro. Fucking. But life ain't promised. Life's too short. And I was like, bro, I'll be damned if I don't see my bros at least one time, bro, in person, man. These dudes been more friend to me. I mean, well, they are my friend, but I hate this notion. People, I would hear it all the time from people who's like, man, and I see what people on podcasts and shit like that are like, yo, man, those ain't your friends. Those are people you just talk to online. Da, 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 da. These people I talk to online is real friends, bro. These people online have done more for me than people I've known my whole life. People I've been around, bruh. My family always been like a family that looked out for everybody. We were the family that got it out the mud. We were homeless. Mom started a company, helped out the whole community. Got a little bit of money, but we never kept money. We always got money, but never kept money because we looked out for everybody. So much to the point that no one ever felt the need to ever do anything for us because they looked at us as the people who have it all. We live in these mansions. My mom driving these Escalades and Tahoes, Suburban and SL, you know what I'm saying? The Cadillacs and all that. So everybody we had every game system growing up. The only game system we didn't have ever growing up was a Neo Geo and a Jaguar. We had the 3DO, Sega CD, Super Sega, fucking everything, dog. Fucking rotten. The name brand out that everything. So a lot of friends, even if they were true friends, I could only think of two friends. And I was popular. I was popular because I was a kid with everything. I was the dude who had everything. And then we had a huge family. The block we grew up on was notorious. It's famous. It's a famous block for the wrong reasons. We were in martial arts, so everybody knew we could defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We weren't bullies or nothing, but you know what I'm saying? Niggas knew like, oh, hey, they seen us squabble, you know? So while I was popular, I never really had people who showed the same, even with family, bruh. And I'm not gonna say all family because I have a lot of family to look out. I have great families, but I mean, like in recent memory, I ain't had no family that I ain't had no family that loaned me money. I ain't asked nobody. That might be one of the reasons for it, but since I've worked at the job I work right now, in the past 6.5 years, I haven't asked nobody for shit. And nobody's offered. If I don't got it, I just go without, bro. Cause my pride. Cause I'm the one who gives. I'm not the one who receives. But people will be like, oh, these people. I've only had two friends who did that. My boy Anthony and my boy Andrew. No one else do the shit like that. Man, my homeboys is fucking flying me out to New York, dog. These niggas dropped. I have to take my fucking camera off for a second, bro, because my eyes are getting teary, bro. Fucking these niggas. Motherfuckers flying me out to New York. Damn near paid for a fucking Airbnb. Smoke on deck. Reservations on deck for the restaurants. AEW World Ends, bro. Like, man, I ain't had a friend in my fucking life do what these motherfuckers did for me. I don't give a fuck about that online, bro. You can be my person. I don't mean shit, bro. When the niggas online, if that's the case, dog, then what are you? And Frost, when I get some money, bro, and I get my shit back, bro, I'm definitely gonna recompensate, bro. 100%, bro. It's either that or I'm gonna fly your ass out for fucking Comic Con and get you a fucking Comic Con 4-day pass. Another bitches. I know she hit 500 for that. 500 for the 5-day pass. We can get you a Comic Con 5-day pass and a motherfucking flight, round trip flight. Some shit, my nigga. But yeah, bro, I've never in my motherfucking life. Some shit we do. And it's just bro, nah. Bro, it don't matter what you say, bro. Like, you gonna, it might not be all at once or whatnot, but at some point, bro, best believe, bro, that shit gonna be with me for until I go to the grave, bro. Nigga, the 2 times I will receive presents from friends, and I have other people. I don't say you gotta give me money, or I ain't gonna say you gotta give me money or give me a gift or something to show you a friend or whatever. But man, it's just something that's so rare that it's stuck with me. I'm gonna forget when my homeboy Anthony got me. Oh, what video game was it? I think it was the Dragon Ball GT for the PlayStation. I remember he got me a PlayStation game. And me and Andrew, our birthdays were close, so we would always do shit for each other, you know? But those are only 2 people I could recall ever, like, really doing something for me instead of the other way around. You know what I'm saying? I just feel weird to be on the other end of it. Real shit, man. But yeah, that's gonna be with me to my grave. It's something so appreciative for, and I'll never forget, and it's gonna be something that no matter what, I'm gonna always be looking for a way to like make that up, bro. No matter what. I don't got too much more on this episode. Just real quick, again, with the comic books, DC, they got Beast World crossover event. Beast Boy from the Teen Titans, he's lost his mind. He's now a bad guy by the name of Garo, and he's like infecting people with his spores. So like he's like turning people into like hybrids and shit like that. Most notably, Jimmy Olsen. He's turned into like a giant turtle boy. He's wreaking havoc on Metropolis. You got the son of Superman and some other guy trying to take care of it. Also, the OG Superman and Lois Lane also teaming up to work on it. I don't know what fuck Lois Lane's gonna do. Clark Kent and Lois Lane team up. Like, what? She's just a reporter, bro. She can't do shit. On the other end, we got Marvel comic book news, which we got we got Spider-Punk. So your boy from the Spider-Verse is actually getting his own comic book now, which is dope because he was like the dopest variant out of all the Spider-Mans. Hobie Brown. Why you gonna make the brother last name Brown when he's already brown? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it is what it is. We got a new Thunderbolt series coming out that has a new team being led by the Winter Soldier. Bucky basically inherits a bunch of covert intel and plans on going after high-profile targets, and he needs to build up his own team for the job. They're targeting people like the Red Skull, Kingpin, and Doctor Doom they mentioned. But first, he got to put together his team. So it's going to be a fun first couple issues, rounding up the team and whatnot. And then after that, we'll see where it goes. Miss Marvel has a book coming out in March, so a little bit ahead of this one, but Mutant Menace issue 1 is what it's called. It's a limited series The cover looks amazing, dog. Whoever did that cover, man, they got busy. Carlos Gomez, amazing cover. She's like in the underground Morlock sewer and shit. It looked really good. Kamala Khan's basically gonna follow up on the storyline that exposed her as being a mutant. Along the way, she'll deal with threats from the fall of X event. So some X-Men villains she'll deal with. She'll reunite with a supporting cast from her past. I believe like an ex-boyfriend or whatnot. It's going to be some X-Men villains and cameos from X-Men, I would assume, in this one as well. And the last news for Marvel, check out the Marvel crossover event going on right now. It's called Gang War, featuring Luke Cage, both Spider-Man. Yo, it looks dope. It looks really dope. I'm liking the story. It's not no, we got to end of the world, end of the galaxy, dog. They keep it at street level, gang war, territory war type shit. I'm all for it. Super hyped for it. With that said, I just got my anime news. And that is, what will be the next big three? Many manga are either ending or already ended. So what will be the next big wave? Man, manga's been dominating for so long. But the question is, how long will they continue to do so when most of their big properties are pretty much wrapping up or already wrapped up? Demon Slayer, the manga's finished. There's still a little bit of the anime to go, so there should be about 2 or 3 seasons left of that, if that. Attack on Titan, the manga and the anime are finished. That's a huge one right there. One Piece is on its final arc, supposedly. But, man, you know how Oda is with those, so let's just say One Piece will finally be over within the next 10 years. Because, man, his arcs are fucking forever. My Hero Academia, the manga is almost done. It's ending very soon. The anime will start its final season, I believe, or second to final season. It's going to be the final season, part 1, part 2, like they did with Attack on Titan. But yeah, that's pretty much wrapped up, and that's a huge one over in the American market. My Hero always did big numbers over here. Jujutsu Kaisen, the manga is about to end soon, apparently. The animation studio is having wild issues already, so we don't know what's going to go on with that, if they're going to just scrap the animation, because there's been so much. It's been a freak show over there when it comes to the anime for Jujutsu Kaisen. Even though the episodes look amazing, you would not be able to tell how much turmoil and hell is going on over at Mappa Studios with Jujutsu Kaisen with how good the episodes look, but apparently there's just non-stop issues over there. Black Clover, I believe the manga's finished. The anime's wrapping up. They might be revamping it or some shit like that. I'm not certain. Dr. Stone, the manga's finished. Anime wrapping up as well. Fire Force, the manga finished. Anime wrapping up as well. Tokyo Revengers, the manga's finished. The animation fell off a cliff with season 2. Soon as they went to Hulu, whoever they put in charge of season 2 completely dropped the ball. The only thing good is that fucking banger intro song that they got. I have to download that. I play that shit damn near every day. I love that song, even though it's in Japanese and I don't understand it. Sun is rocking out. Also fell off Chainsaw Man, not even renewed for a second anime season. The manga is still ongoing, but still somewhat falling off. Never Ending Story, or Promised Neverland, fell off a fucking cliff. And then we got our tragic ends, Berserker. Unfortunately, the author passed away before being able to finish the manga. And Hunter x Hunter, the author, constantly had health issues, so much to the point that he just gave away the ending to his series, as he fears that he's gonna pass away before he has a chance to finish it, which is extremely sad, man. With that said, you know what, man? I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. The next episode, we are going to talk about some good stuff that you can find on the different channels from Crunchyroll, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Max, and vice versa, man. It's going to be more of a recommendation, like shows. There's so much shit I didn't even know until I did this lookup. So much recommendation for anime, because there's so much good anime on Netflix, so much good anime on Hulu, that I got some anime to recommend to you guys. Also, some good anime on Amazon as well. So yeah, and Max. So yeah, the next episode basically going to be giving you guys a guide where you could check out some good anime, also some good animation, and some good TV shows on all the different platforms. With that said, you guys, thank you for tuning in to the first episode, 5-Star Pod Splash Live. Man, I'm about to get up off here, smoke a little bit, eat a little bit, and then after that, I'll do the road to All In. I got to do the second part. I got 3 of those. So I did 1 yesterday. I'm going to have to do 2 today and then 3 tomorrow so that I know my lineup for All In Christmas weekend. You guys, thank you so much. Take care. For the wrestling, I don't know, bro. If you got something going on, then let me know so I could tune into that, and then I'll go after you. Otherwise, I was just probably gonna take like an hour break just to eat real quick, smoke, and then I'll probably go live after that or something. But yeah, you guys catch me on Twitch, Kick, Facebook, YouTube, all at the whole effing show. And right there at the bottom, right there, square dab in the middle, Cash App, Fatamania, Feed a Starving African. I'm only 120 pounds. Every dollar I'll donate will go towards food. Defeat the skinny. All right, yeah. Peace out. I got paid today. Y'all don't send shit. I'm just fucking with y'all. Y'all take care. Till next time. We out.